All right, just a quick video on a pack of cardstock that just came in. I was mentioning on previous videos, if you're a regular viewer of the channel, that I was out of this right here, which is a pack of 60 sheets of silver foil or cardstock, whatever you want to call it. This is by Gift Boutique. And 8.5 by 11, very mirrored cardstock, okay? Let me grab that top sheet, seems a little bit fingerprinted, but just a really great material here. It's very mirrored, and it's great for a lot of different types of applications here. Let me keep one of these out here. All right, so when I was in the market for some metallic cardstocks, I had just started using a lot of my pre-purchased Star Dreams and iridescent types of papers, and then I just entered in my search parameter metallic cardstocks to see what else was out there. I was thinking of different colors, but I came across this very mirrored surface, and I thought that, that might be fun to explore and whatnot. Now, this pack of 60 sheets here is it's under $20, okay? And I think it was like 18 something. It varies a little bit, but in 2 years, this paper has not gone up in price yet, okay? I was kind of shocked about that. When I looked online to see how much this was and to buy another pack again, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw it up by, I don't know, 50%, 80% or something like that. So anyways, I think we're still getting a really good deal for this type of material here. It's not great if you're only going to use, 1 or 2 sheets or something like that in your life. Then there's smaller packs out there, but some of the smaller packs, you're talking about 50 cents, $1 per sheet, in a 5-sheet pack or a 10-sheet pack for, $8 or something like this. So 60 sheets for under $20 if you're going to be using it a lot. This, for me, is the way to go. And I bought it solely based on price. For what I'm using it for, I just find that it's perfect for me. Okay, so what do you do on the silver cardstocks? I was doing things like this. Okay, this is just a recent piece that I did using some scraps of mine. But I'm not really stamping directly onto silver cardstock anymore. I am if it's a component of a different type of scene, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But I do think these are pretty cool, though, in terms of making ornaments or little embellishments for cards and whatnot. I think that looks really cool, but I really love this silver cardstock in what I call a mirror card format. So just on the interior of a card, silver cardstock down below representing the water. The crease here representing the horizon line. Okay, now the reason why this is water is because it's very reflective. So you get all that upper area right in here reflecting down in the water, and it gives a really three-dimensional look. This one happens to be glow-in-the-dark paper. So you go like this, and you turn off the lights, and this reflects down here in the water in a glowing fashion, but silver cardstock down below. Okay, now on silver cardstock, you have to stamp out your imagery in something that's going to stick to this type of silver cardstock. So we're talking about stays-on inks, the black or white usually. I mean, if you have colors, you can use that too. Or the Brilliance inks, okay? My colored inks that I use in the Brilliance line are black, white, and silver, okay? These will dry on this type of surface, this type of mirrored, non-porous surface, but you need to seal it off. So I spray sealed this. I got a little overspray on here, so it's not quite as mirrored as it is, like this. You can see the differences here a little bit, okay? but it's still very mirrored in there. Okay, now I could, mask this off and spray seal in here where it's not going in here. Or if you're not doing any type of blending in here, what you do is you just stamp these out, maybe in a black StazOn ink, so that you don't have to spray seal. Okay, now I wasn't using a lot of StazOn ink until, I don't know, fairly recently, because I'm kind of lazy and I don't feel like cleaning off my stamps after every time, but I'm going to start doing that just for the sake of these mirror cards and to keep this a little bit more mirror-like. Okay, so these are some little crystals up here. I usually don't go with anything three-dimensional, but this moon here is three-dimensional, so when I close this card, I didn't want those little stars to be compressing into my surface right here. So I don't know. I felt like I could do it with this three-dimensional moon here, keeping that above the surface. Or when you just mail this out, what you do is you just put a piece of cardboard or chipboard in here or something like that, and then you fold this over, and then you mail it out that way so that, when someone receives this, they're good to go. All right, so isn't that fun with that mirror down there? But look at that three-dimensional aspect of it, okay? I'll just go through these, real quick here. This is where I've stamped out the Seaside Cove. It's hard to get the... There we go, right there. You can see it like that. But here's this imagery stamped down below. Imagery reflected down here. Look at that rising moon type of thing. Or you can go with the parallax like that and see what that mirror card situation can do. It's really amazing for me to do something like that. This is a photograph up here. So photo stamping, taking your image, stamping it on photograph, but I think that's really fun just as is, okay? But here's the horizon line, and here's your watery surface here. Look how kind of, I don't know, dreamy a look that is. Super simple. 1, 2, 3, 4 impressions in black ink, and then I colored in a little bit with some alcohol inks right there. So 1, 2, 3 stamps only, stamped on top of a 4x6 photo print of clouds. But look at that mirror card. And again, that's made possible with the silver cardstock, a mirrored cardstock. Here's this autumn scene. The brighter kind of the contrasts and imagery up top, the better it reflects down here because it's a little bit louder. We have more contrast up here, and that contrast really reads down in that reflected area. So just a couple little images stamped down here in black, okay? And you get that autumn bank right up in there. Looks real three-dimensional. See this image right here on the mirrored silver cardstock like that, okay? And look how that looks real three-dimensional against that backdrop like that. All right, and another silver piece like this. Look at that character kind of reflected down here. I really love word stamp stamped onto that watered surface because it looks like it's floating to me or raised above that surface like that. It looks real holographic and deep because it's just a mirrored area like that. I've done other things where I've had silver up here and silver down here, so they're kind of reflecting back into each other, and that's kind of interesting too. You get a lot of light reflecting back and forth like that. Okay, so that's that with the silver cardstock. I use that a little bit more. Here's my example of like soot stamping almost. Kind of putting some of this black brilliance ink down. This is on the gold cardstock now. These are not stamped out down here, but I've just taken my imagery, stamped into it, and removed ink that I've already applied because the brilliance ink isn't drying on the surface so fast. So what you do is you just lay down a lot of the black ink, stamp back into it with a clean stamp, remove, and you've done these reverse impressions back into the ink. So that's kind of fun. And here's an example of the gold cardstock. Okay, I was doing a lot of this type of thing back when I started stamping on the metallics. Just the imagery stamped out in the gold brilliance ink, which is, I don't know, I have my pack around here somewhere, or pad, Galaxy Gold. If you have a StazOn gold, I don't know if StazOn, do they have a metallic gold? But just stamped out down here and with gold And then the word stamp is stamped in a white brilliance ink. If I had my re-inker for my white stays on ink, I would have done that, okay? But just gone in with the white paint pen and colored in those windows right here and that little North Star up there on the gold. And then the gold mirror cards. I wasn't doing that so much, but I thought, you know, that gold actually looks pretty good as a mirrored area like that. But I think this looks really good right here with a warm tone scene up here. So it'd be good with like the autumns or something like that. But I probably wouldn't do something like, I don't know, I guess you could, but like this photograph, you know, reflected down here. Let's just see what it would look like. I'm just flipping this upside down. It doesn't look too bad. You know, you see that, you know, that golden area down below. You know, the clouds are suddenly gold down here, but it's not up here. So, you know what I mean? This is a warm tone, this gold. So I tend to think warm tone scenes up top here are more effective with the gold in a mirror card situations here. So anyways, that is my quick take on metallic cardstocks in the silver and gold. 60 is a pretty big pack of this. I went through it in 2 years, but I was sending out some of this fairly recently too, in a live workshop situation to a lot of people, giving them a piece of the 4 by, I don't know, quarter page piece of this. So, but I have gone through personally probably, I don't know how many it must have been. It must have been 40 sheets of this on my own. It's hard to believe over the course of a couple of years, but I don't know. It's just been a really fun dynamic surface to utilize in card making. There's one thing about kind of representing light within a scene through the use of contrast. You're usually stamping on white pieces of cardstock or something like that. So if you want to represent like a lit moon or a sun or something like that, you always have to make the area around it a little bit darker so that the lighter thing looks like it's, you know, illumination within the piece, a light source or reflected light or something like this. But this is something where it's actually reflecting light, you know, back out of the card at you, you know what I mean? So it's just fun having some elements of light coming right out of your card back at you, especially in a scenic stamping sort of, I don't know, situation or visual narrative or whatnot. Theme, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. So anyways, that is that. If you have any questions, drop me a note in the comments section. Hope this video came in handy for you if you're in the market for some mirrored metallic cardstocks.